The low country of Luxembourg, as of the most recent data, has a population of just over 645,000. When you break that population up into nationalities, you'll see that Portugal is the highest in terms of foreign nationalities living in Luxembourg. For a country that's hundreds of miles away, how come Luxembourg's population consists of an interestingly high number of Portuguese folk? So during the 1960s, Portugal's all over the place, both figuratively and literally. To start, its economy was pretty rough. The country had some economic growth through the 40s and 50s for being a provider of raw materials to war-torn Europe, but for the most part, Portugal was still extremely underdeveloped. Being the poorest country in West Europe, while other countries' economies got greater, Portugal's pretty much stayed the same. The people aren't very happy about it, and some of them even leave the country to emigrate to the more prosperous countries nearby, like Spain, France, and of course, Luxembourg. This isn't the only issue going on in Portugal though. This comes into place since the Portuguese Prime Minister Salazar was incredibly reluctant to give up on the colonies they had, and instead went on to class the colonies as part of continental Portugal. Even though they were technically classed as part of Portugal, since, they were ruled over by them, but this just made it so whoever lived in the colonies were now Portuguese and not, say, Angolan or Mozambican. Obviously, the colonial residents aren't going to be all okie dokie with having their identity forcibly altered, and so they began to show the Portuguese overlords their peaceful ways by force. Now, with the issues of a stagnant economy and the possibility to be conscripted against your will, many of the Portuguese saw an open chance and fled the country. But why did many choose to go to Luxembourg specifically? What did the Luxembourgers have to offer? Well, Luxembourg was able to give the Portuguese migrants good job opportunities. You see, Luxembourg's economy ran on foreign workers for the most part, and with a current change in dominant career jobs at this time as well in the country, going from industrial-based jobs to financial services, along with the current form of workers who were mostly Italian who were heading back to Italy, the Luxembourgers needed people to work the work, and as such being a haven for these vast job opportunities, many of the Portuguese migrants flocked to Luxembourg to snag a chance at this opportunity. There's also some claims that some of the Portuguese moved to Luxembourg solely for either religious or racial reasons, since both countries were predominantly white and Catholic. A couple years later, in 1970, Luxembourg and Portugal had signed an agreement together, which had allowed Luxembourgish companies to hire Portuguese workers to work in Luxembourg, being more of a pull factor to head to Luxembourg. These workers were even able to bring their own families over from Portugal, which increased the population of the Portuguese in Luxembourg further, which by 1981 saw the Portuguese population in Luxembourg reach to 30,000. So a quick summary for all of that: a poor economy, a dictatorship, and the country plummeting into all-out war with its colonial subjects, and job opportunities for the Portuguese in other places led to the mass migration of many into Luxembourg, as well as other nearby countries, which in today's world sees the Luxembourg population sit at a comfortable percentage of somewhere around 13 to 18% of the nation having Portuguese descent. Hopefully that answers the question to why Luxembourg has a high percentage of Portuguese living in the country, and I hope you enjoyed this video too. And as usual, thanks for watching.